Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the 1985 playoffs in season ticket baseball. We are at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario, Canada for a critical Game 4 in this American League Division Series between the California Angels and the Toronto Blue Jays. And I think for Toronto, this is more than critical, this is do or die, because the Angels lead this series 2-1. A win by the Angels today sends them into the American League Championship Series here on Sunday afternoon baseball. We've got very high stakes in this one, and as such, because the Blue Jays are facing elimination today, my fast score house rule is not in effect, which means the Angels have to land the death blow themselves. The Blue Jays will have to evade it. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are absolutely electric, hoping the Blue Jays can hold this one back and get this back to Anaheim for a Game 5. That would be on Tuesday night. But with the fans filing in going crazy, let's jump right into the action. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays is their number one starter and the guy they want on the mound trying to save their season, Dave Stieb. 14-13 with a 2.48 ERA, 265 innings pitched, 167 strikeouts, 96 walks, and 22 home runs in 85. He was the winning pitcher. Let me double check. But I'm pretty sure he was the winning pitcher in Game 1 of this series. Let me see what box score search does on Digital Diamond. That's going back to the season. California. Montreal, that's not the one I want. Here we are. I'm just double checking because now I'm curious. And yep, Dave Stieb was the winning pitcher in Game 1. So the Blue Jays are turning to him to try to extend their season. But trying to finish off the Blue Jays, we've got this lineup for California as the rest of the Blue Jays get loose behind Stieb. Leading off for the California Angels, we've got Rod Carew at first base, Bobby Grich at second base, Brian Downing in left field, Reggie Jackson in right field, Rupert Jones as the designated hitter, Doug DeCinces at third base, Jerry Nerone catching, Gary Pettis in center field, and Craig Gerber at shortstop. And that is the lineup the Blue Jays have to keep in check if they're sending the series back to Anaheim for Game 5. And leading off for the Angels today is Rod Carew. 280 average, 2 home runs, 39 RBIs, and 85. Dice colors are going to be very easy for at least the next 2 games. We will be using a blue, white, and red dice. Blue Jays are the home team. Angels win, they advance to the ALCS. Blue Jays win, Game 5. Game 5 is on. Go to punch their ticket to the ALCS, or does Toronto send us back to Anaheim for Game 5? Only the dice know, and in order to find out where the dice want to go, we have to go to the first pitch. And in order to go to the first pitch, Deeb has to get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and Game 4 of this ALDS is officially underway. We will get started with a 378, and we will get started with a fly ball into left field. Bell will get to that one for the Blue Jays. He will make the catch, 1 out in the inning, and we are underway here at Exhibition Stadium. Bobby Grich is now the batter for the Angels. 242 average, 13 home runs, 53 RBIs, and 85. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Stieb will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 549. That's over to second base Garcia. And Garcia's going to pick that one up. He's going to drop it, and Grich will be safe at second on the E4. Ooh. Almost any play is going to come under intense scrutiny tonight. The Blue Jays cannot afford a lot of missteps. The infield will go to double play depth for the Blue Jays as Brian Downing steps into the batter's box. 263 average, 20 home runs, 85 RBIs, and 85. Downing has got pretty good power. He's going to swing away. Gritch, not much of a threat to try to steal. He will hold it first. Steeb will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. 337, and a 337 is going to be a base hit on the infield. Gritch will move up a base, and Downing will join him at first. And already the Angels have something going on. 2 on, 1 out. And a very dangerous situation if you're a Blue Jays fan. Reggie Jackson in the batter's box. 252 average, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs, and 85. I hear this Jackson guy is going to be pretty good someday. Maybe not today, but who knows. Steeb looking into Witt for the sign. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Steeb will set, and he will pitch. That is a 107. That'll turn into a 307. And Jackson's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 2. Two outs in the inning. Rupert Jones is now the batter. 231 average, 21 home runs, 67 RBIs, and 85. Steeb trying to get the Blue Jays out of the inning. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Steeb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 649, and a 649 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Picking that one up for the Blue Jays is going to be Mullenix. He will throw that over to Garcia at second. That'll get Downing. That will also retire the side. A hit and an error, but the Angels aren't able to do anything with it. I always forget to do this in the scorebook, writing the names of the teams in the line score. Anyway, score now after that is California 0, Toronto coming to bat. Starting pitcher for the California Angels today is their number 1 starter, and the guy the Angels want on trying to close the series out in Mike Witt. 15-9 with a 3.56 ERA, 250 innings pitched, 180 strikeouts, 98 walks, 22 home runs, and 85. He's the guy the Angels want as they're trying to close out the Blue Jays. And as the rest of the Angels get loose behind Witt, we will meet the lineup trying to bring this series back to California for Game 5 for Toronto. Leading off, we've got Ernie Witt catching. Damaso Garcia is at second base. Jesse Barfield is in right field. George Bell is in left field. Rance Mullenix is at third base. Lloyd Mosby is in center field. Al Oliver is the designated hitter. Manuel Lee is at shortstop. And Rick Leach is at first base. And that is the lineup that Witt will have to keep in check. And leading off for the Blue Jays, we are going to have our own little battle of wits once again, as here's Ernie Witt. 245 average, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs, and 85. And as usual, I will see you guys at the top of the second. So Mike will look into Nerone for the sign. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping the Blue Jays can send this back to California for Game 5. Mike will set, and he will pitch. And that will be a 360. And a 360 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down, coming in slightly, but he will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Damaso Garcia now stepping into the batter's box for the Blue Jays. 282 average, 8 home runs, 65 RBIs, and 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 100 even. That'll turn into a 300 even, and Garcia is going to get frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That catches the inside corner. 2 outs in the inning. Caught the inside corner, and Garcia knew it. he goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the day by Witt. Jesse Barfield now stepping into the batter's box for Toronto. 289 average, 27 home runs, 84 RBIs in 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 395. And that was a close one. But Barfield knows he got a great pitch to hit, and he can't believe he missed it. But he will miss it for strike 3, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the first. No score at Exhibition Stadium after 1. Once again, Angels win, they go to the ALCS. Blue Jays win, Game 5 is on Thursday. Steve will finish up his warm-up tosses as Doug DeCinces will step into the batter's box for California. 244 average, 20 home runs, 78 RBIs in 85. DeCinces struggling a little bit. He's batting 167 in these playoffs. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 564. That's over to shortstop, where it'll be Lee going after that one, and the colored die is less than or equal to his range. That'll be a ground ball over to short. Lee will pick that one up. He'll make the play over to first. 1 out in the inning. As DeCinces' struggles this postseason continue. Jerry Nerone now stepping into the batter's box. 220 average, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs in 85. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 477 against a righty. A 477 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia will get that one ranging to his left. He will take his time, throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Gary Pettis is now the batter for California. 257 average, 1 home run, 32 RBIs in 85. Steve hoping for a nice easy inning. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 226. And against a switch left, a 226 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Once again, Garcia getting to that one. He will make the play over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the top of the second as we get set for the bottom half of the second inning. Bottom of the second coming up brings us to the middle of the Blue Jays order. George Bell leading off for Toronto. 275 average, 28 home runs, 95 RBIs in 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 316, and Bell's going to get frozen by a slider on the outside corner for strike 3. That is out number 1. Witt's 3rd strikeout in a row. Bell thought it was maybe a little bit outside, but shakes his head anyway, and he's out. 1 out in the inning. Rance Mulliniks now stepping into the batter's box for the Blue Jays. 295 average, 10 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. Witt looking in at Nerone for the sign. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are still loud. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 153, and that's going to get lifted into left field. Downing going back for that one. He'll be back near the track, but he'll have plenty of room before the track to make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Both teams playing a little bit tentatively here. The Blue Jays are trying not to make the fatal mistake The Angels also trying to be cautious. Lloyd Moseby is now the batter. 259 average, 18 home runs, 70 RBIs, and 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 119. That'll turn into a 319, and Moseby is going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. 4th strikeout of the day for Witt. He is locked in so far. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 2nd. Still no score at Exhibition Stadium after 2. And I'm definitely going to tab in and check on the camera after that because I felt the camera move. So bear with me just a second while I adjust the camera. Okay. Tabbing back into Digital Diamond now. As the top of the 3rd brings us to the bottom of California's order. Craig Gerber now stepping into the batter's box. 264 average, no home runs, 6 RBIs, and 85. He will be the batter. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 426, and against a righty, a 426 is going to be a ground ball over to 2nd. Garcia, once again, getting to that one. He will make the play over to 1st, 1 out in the inning. Here's Carew. Carew tonight is 0 for 1. He flew out to left his first time up. Stieb trying to keep control of this game. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 385, and a 385 is going to be a ground ball over to 1st. Grabbing that one for the Blue Jays is going to be Leach. He will throw that over to Stieb, coming over to cover. 2 outs in the inning. Gritch, now the batter. Gritch reached on an error. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 370, and a 370 is going to be a ground ball over to 3rd. Mullenix will pick that one up, ranging to his left. He will charge it, throw it across the diamond. That'll get Gritch by a couple of steps, and that will retire the side. The Blue Jays badly needed a 1-2-3 go the Angels here in the top of the 3rd. Still no score as we get set for the bottom of the 3rd. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little Sunday afternoon baseball. Bottom of the 3rd brings us to the bottom of the Blue Jays order. Al Oliver, the designated hitter, now standing in. 251 average, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, and 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. 331, and a 331 is going to be a ground ball over to 2nd. Gritch will grab that one. He'll range to his left. He'll make the play over to 1st. 1 out in the inning. Manuel Lee now standing in the batter's box at shortstop. 200 average, no homers, no RBIs, and 85. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 272. And against a switch left, a 272, Lee's going to get frozen by a changeup on the outside corner for strike 3, out number 2. 5th strikeout on the day by Witt. 2 outs in the inning, and Rick Leach now standing in at the plate. 200 average, no home runs, 1 RBI, and 85. Witt gets the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 358. And a 358. Leach is going to get frozen by a changeup on the outside corner for strike 3, That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th strikeout of the night by Witt. As 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the third. No score at Exhibition Stadium after 3. Both pitchers look to be in control so far. Top of the fourth coming up, and we've got the heart of the Angels order coming up. Steve finishing up his warm-up tosses. Here's Downing. Downing had an infield single his first time up. Angels lead the series 2-1. They win, they go to the ALCS. Toronto wins, Game 5 is back at Anaheim Stadium on Thursday night. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 288 against a righty 288. Uh-oh. Downing's into one. That is deep to left field. Downing with a power of a 7. Does he give the Angels the lead here in the top of the fourth? Downing will give the Angels the lead with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to left field. Bell going back for that one. He is back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Brian Downing. Angels take the lead 1-0. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Jackson. Jackson struck out his first time up. Steve has got to shake that one off instantly. He knows he's got a murderer's row of power coming up here. 1-0 Angels, top of the fourth. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 440, and a 440 against a righty is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia, it's hit hard, but it's hit right at Garcia. He will take his time, move that over to first, 1 out in the inning. Angels are trying to move on. Toronto trying to survive. Jones, now the batter. Jones grounded out to end the top of the first. 1-0 Angels. Top of the fourth. 1 out in the inning. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 5-15, and that'll be grounded right back to Steve. He won't have any problem with that one. He will throw that over to Leach at first. 2 outs in the inning. DeCinces, now the batter. DeCinces grounded to short his first time up. Steve trying to shake off that solo bomb by Downing. That leadoff solo bomb. Steve will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 480, and against a righty, a 480 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Mosby getting under that one. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. After the only hit being a solo bomb by Downing, the Angels go 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth. But California now has a 1-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the fourth. Not the time for the Blue Jays to be lethargic with the bats in their hand. Mike finishes up his warm-up tosses as Ernie Witt comes to the plate. Witt tonight is 0 for 1. We've got our own battle of wits here again. I know it's a horrible pun. Work with me here. Mike will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 3-17, and Ernie's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 1. Mike Witt is on tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th strikeout of the night by Mike Witt. And here's Garcia. Garcia was the first strikeout victim tonight. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. 1-0 Angels, bottom of the fourth. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 116. That'll turn into a 316. And Garcia is going to run a slow roller out, and he'll be at first with a single. That one won't get out of the infield, but Garcia will leg it out for an infield single. The infield will go to double play depth for California, and here's Barfield. Barfield today has a strikeout as well. He is going to swing away. With the power of 9, he's going to grip it and rip it. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 268 against a righty. 268. Ooh! Barfield's going to swing through a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 2. That is a huge strikeout by Witt. 8th strikeout of the night by Witt. What a gigantic pitch by Witt. 2 outs in the inning, and Bell is now the batter. Bell also struck out back in the 2nd. Garcia edging off of 2nd. He will hold there. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. 233 against a righty. 233 is going to be grounded over to 2nd. Gritch will grab that one. He will take his time, throw that over to 1st, inning over. Nothing across except the single for the Blue Jays. California still holding a 1-0 lead after 4. If I'm California, I'd love to get more runs on the board, but the way Witt is pitching tonight, 1 might be plenty. Steve will finish up his warm-up tosses, as coming in to bat for the Angels is going to be the bottom of the order. Here's Nerone. Nerone grounded out to 2nd his first time up. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. He'll shake him off, then get a sign he likes. Steve will set. Here's the windup. And here comes the pitch. That is a 658. And a 658 is going to be grounded over to short. Grabbing that one is going to be Lee. He will take his time, throw that over to 1st. 1 out in the inning. Here's Pettis. Pettis tonight is 0 for 1. He also grounded out to 2nd. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup. And here comes the pitch. That is a 297. That sounds like trouble. A 297. Pettis is deep to right field, but he's got a power of a 0. What can Pettis do with this pitch? He can get that just out of the infield. That'll drop in shallow right field. That'll get down in front of Barfield, and Pettis will be at 1st with a 1-out base hit. The infield will go to double play depth. And here's Gerber. Gerber tonight is 0 for 1. He's going to square around to try a bunt. The infield is going to bring the corners in, expecting the bunt. Gerber squaring around with the bunt. Steve will get the sign from Witt. If I can ever get the dice in my hands, he will. Steve will set. Here's the kick. Here's the pitch. And here's the bunt. 10, 13, and 8 is 21. And that'll be a good sacrifice over to 1st. Picking that one up at 1st is going to be Leach. The only play he'll have is to leg that one back to the bag. 2 outs in the inning. Pettis will make 2nd. Two outs in the inning. Batter now is Carew. Carew is 0 for 2. Pettis waiting with a big insurance run 180 feet away. Can Carew get him in? Steve will get the sign from Witt. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 354, and a 354 is going to get popped up on the infield. Mullenix going into foul territory. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. A single and a sacrifice hit, but the Angels aren't able to do anything with it. They still have a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the fifth, as we are halfway through this game 4. Bottom of the fifth coming up, and we're looking at the middle of the Blue Jays order. Here's Mullenix. Mullenix tonight is 0 for 1. Witt will get a couple more warm-up tosses in, and then he will get the sign from Nerone to lead off the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Angels. California wins, they go to the ALCS. Toronto wins, Game 5 is Thursday. Witt will set, and he will pitch. With a 284, and against a lefty, Mullenix is into one. That is deep to right field. Mullenix with a power of a 6. Does he tie this game for the Blue Jays? Mullenix gets into one to right field. Going back for that one is Jackson. He's back to the track, and the ball is going to start to fall down. Jackson will turn it into a routine fly ball near the track. He will make the catch, and that is out number 1. Stadium groans. Ugh. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Mosby. Mosby tonight is 0 for 1. Witt looks like he's been on today. He will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 647. That'll turn into a 657 and be a ground ball over to short. Picking that one up is going to be Gerber. He will take his time, make the throw over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Oliver, now the batter. Oliver is 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 669. That'll turn into a 679. And Oliver is going to get into one. That'll get into the gap. That will be a 2-out single for Oliver. Lee, now the batter. Lee struck out looking his first time up. Witt trying to get out of trouble here in the bottom of the fifth. Trying to make sure Oliver doesn't mean anything. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 458. And a 458 against a righty. Lee's going to get into one. That'll get into the gap, and that is going to be a triple. That will tie this game, as Oliver is going to come all the way around from first to score. Lee will make it to third. We are tied at 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Still 2 outs here in the inning. Batter now is Leach. Leach tonight is 0 for 1. He also struck out his first time up. Tied at 1, bottom of the fifth. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 438 against a righty. A 438 is going to be Leach getting frozen by a changeup for strike 3. That will retire the side. But the Blue Jays managed to tie this game with 1 run on 2 hits. And just like that, we are tied at 1 after 5. The Angels had the momentum coming in, started off with the lead. Now we are tied here at Exhibition Stadium. Steve gets his warm-up tosses in for the 6th. Leading off for the Angels is Gritch. Gritch tonight is 0 for 1, but he reached on an error back in the first. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6-0-1, and that'll be a ground ball over to short. Grabbing that one for the Blue Jays is going to be Lee. He will take his time, throw that over to first, 1 out in the inning. Here's Downing. Downing is 2 for 2. He's got a solo bomb tonight. He's got California's only scoring so far. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 200 even. That'll turn into a 400 even against a righty, and Downing's going to trot to first with a free pass. As Steve loses control of a slider for ball 4. That'll put Downing at first. Infield will go to double play depth. Jackson, now the batter. Jackson is 0 for 2 tonight. Downing, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Steve looking in at Jackson. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 375 and a 375. Jackson's going to try to do too much with a high heat. Strike 3, out number 2. Two outs. That was a big cut by Jackson. 2 outs in the inning. Jones now the batter. Jones is 0 for 2. Fans at Exhibition Stadium hoping Toronto can get out of trouble. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 453, and a 453 against a righty is going to be a fly ball into left field. Bell going back for that one. He will have room to get it, and that will retire the side. Nothing across except the walk for the Angels. We are still tied at 1, heading into the bottom of the 6th. Both starting pitchers look to be mostly locked in. Witt finishing up his warm-up tosses, as stepping into the batter's box is Ernie Witt. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Mike looking in at Nerone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 574. That'll be into left field where Downing's waiting for it, and it'll be a fly ball right to him. He will go back for that one slightly, but he'll have enough room to make the catch. Out number 1 in the inning. Here's Garcia. Garcia tonight is 1 for 2 with an infield single. I'm going to tab in real quick to check on the camera. Everything looks good there. So we'll come back, and Witt will get the sign from Nerone. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 565. That'll be over to shortstop. Gerber going after that one. And a 565 is going to be a ground ball to his right. He will get it. He'll take his time. Throw that over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts tonight. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 384. And a 384. That's going to be hit over to Gerber. He's going to pick that one up. He's going to drop it. Barfield will reach first. Then Gerber will throw that wide, and Barfield will end up at second on the error by Gerber. Ooh, that was bad. Batter now is Bell. Bell is 0 for 2. I need to put in the runner advances. There we are. I just need a digital diamond to catch up with reality. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping Bell can get Barfield to the plate. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 138, 338, and that's going to be a fly ball into right field. Going back for that one is Jackson. He will have room before the track to make the catch, and that will retire the side. The two-base error goes for nothing for the Blue Jays as we remain tied at 1 after 6. And we've got a pitcher's duel here today, folks. Hopefully you guys are enjoying watching these two aces slug it out, with Toronto trying to save their season, California trying to punch their ticket to the ALCS. Top of the 7th coming up brings us to the second half of California's order. Here's DeCinces. DeCinces is 0 for 2 tonight. Stieb looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 241, and against a righty at 241, here comes the pitch from Stieb. Plunk. Ouch! DeCinces got hit by the pitch. He will go to first, and the hit batsman. That is a bad hit batter. We are in the top of the 7th, and that's the first point of pitcher fatigue against Stieb. That could be bad. Batter now is Nerone. Nerone tonight is 0 for 2. DeCinces, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 178, and a 178 is going to be a walk. Nerone will trot to first, and just like that, the Angels have 2 men on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. If you're Toronto, this is bad. Here's Pettis. Pettis tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. Toronto is going to get some activity in their bullpen. Lefty, lefty, righty. Who's going to start getting loose for Toronto? The Blue Jays are going to get Dennis Lamp warming up. This is a very dangerous situation if you're a Blue Jays fan. DeCinces is waiting with the go-ahead run 180 feet away. Stieb now has 2 points of pitcher fatigue against him. I'm going to tab in a second to check the camera into OBS. All right, things are good there. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Stieb will set, and he will pitch. That is a 380. And a 380, ooh, that is going to be Pettis frozen by a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 1 in the inning. Stadium cheers. Yay! One out, and here's Gerber. Gerber today is 0 for 1. He's got a sacrifice hit, and he's going to square around for the bunt. Infield is going to bring the corners in, expecting the bunt. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Stieb will set. Here's the pitch, and here's the bunt. Let's see, an 18-20 and a 20. That's going to be a good sacrifice over to first. Picking that one up is going to be Leach. The only play he'll have is to leg it over to first, and he'll beat Gerber over there just barely. 2 outs in the inning, but the runners move up. Two outs, and here's Carew. Carew tonight is 0 for 3. You got to figure he's due. DeCinces at third, Nerone at second. Tied at 1, top of the 7th. 2 outs in the inning. Stieb will look to Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 557. That's over to third base Mullenix. And that's going to be a base hit into left field. The Angels are going to take the lead. The Senseis will score. Nerone to third, Carew to first, 2-1 in favor of the Angels. Stadium barfs. Blah. Gritch is now the batter. Gritch tonight is 0 for 2, but he reached on an error. That is a gigantic hit if you're a Blue Jays fan. That's a gigantic hit if you're an Angels fan. You're probably cheering your head off right now if you're an Angels fan. Lamp getting ready in the bullpen. He's ready to come in if the Blue Jays start running into trouble. Steve trying to get out of the inning with no further damage. He will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 6-17. That'll turn into a 6-47 because of pitcher fatigue, and that'll be a ground ball over to second. Garcia grabs that one. He'll throw that over to Lee at short. That'll get Carew, and that will retire the side. The Angels take the lead back. 1 run on a hit batter, 1 run on 1 hit, a hit batter, and a walk, and a sacrifice hit. The Angels now have a 2-1 lead as we get set for the 7th inning stretch. Sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I will take a small break. If the Blue Jays win this one, Game 5 will be on Thursday. If the Angels win, they go to the ALCS. Tomorrow night, we will be at Olympic Stadium in Game 4 for the National League Division Series. That Olympic Stadium crowd is going to be nutso cuckoo, to put it mildly, tomorrow night, as the Los Angeles Dodgers walk in to face the Montreal Expos, trailing that series 2-1. Trying to save the season for the Dodgers will be Orel Hershiser, and going on short rest for the Expos to try to finish the Dodgers off is going to be their number 1 starter, Bryn Smith. That should be a gigantic Game 4. Do not miss that. We might be witnessing the biggest shocker in this replay to date. We're going to get some activity in the Angels bullpen as well, as getting loose for the Angels. Let's see. Lefty, lefty, lefty. Switch lefty. A lot of lefties in this lineup. So who's going to start getting loose for the Angels? Jim Slayton is going to start getting loose for the Angels. Coming in, leading off the bottom of the 7th for the Blue Jays, is going to be Mullenix. Mullenix today is 0 for 2. Angels lead 2-1, bottom of the 7th. Toronto is 9 outs away from being eliminated. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-18, and a 4-18 against a righty is going to be a leadoff walk for Mullenix, and the first point of pitcher fatigue on Witt. Infield will go to double play depth. Mosby is now the batter. Mosby tonight is 0 for 2. Mullenix, not a threat to steal. He will hold. Mosby's got pretty good power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Witt will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 467 against a righty, a 467. Mosby is going to come through on that one. That's going to be a double into right field. Mullenix will hold at third base. But now the Blue Jays are very much in business. The infield will play in. Batter now is Oliver. Oliver tonight is 1 for 2 with a single. That is going to be it for Witt, though. The Angels are not going to take any chances with the ALCS in their sights. And coming in to pitch for the Angels as they try to hold off this Blue Jays charge. Is going to be Jim Slayton. 6-10 with a 4.37 ERA, 148 and a third innings pitched, 60 strikeouts, 63 walks, 22 home runs in 85. Mullenix with a speed of 3. Let's check arms. 3. Grich is at second. Yep, 5. 3. 3. Mullenix is, do you go on contact and try to tie this game? Not yet. Mullenix is not going to go on contact just yet. Slayton will look in to Nerone for the sign. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud, hoping Oliver can get at least Mullenix home. Slayton will set, and he will pitch. That is a 348, and a 348 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down, but it's not very deep. That'll be 1 out in the inning. Mullenix will hold at third base. It was not a deep fly ball at all, so he will not even try to tag up. 1 out in the inning, and the batter now is Lee. Lee is 1 for 2 with a triple tonight. Slayton looking in at Nerone for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick. And here comes the pitch. That is a 112, and a 112 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Getting under that one is going to be Jackson. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Here comes Mullenix on the catch. He's tagging up. Here comes the throw. It'll get cut off by Grich. Grich will throw to the plate. The throw is high. Mullenix is safe. The Blue Jays have tied this game. Let me just wait a minute. Hold on. 112. Yep, okay. And then Mosby. Does Mosby try to advance? No, he's going to stay put. But Mullenix will score, and the Blue Jays will tie the game at 2. Stadium cheers. Yay! That also is the second out of the inning. Just updating my score sheet. Yep, 2 outs in the inning. Tabbing into digital. I'm going to tab into OBS for just a second. I felt myself jar the camera again. All good there. So Lee is out, but he gets Mullenix home to tie the game. Batter now is Leach. Leach tonight is 0 for 2. Slayton looking now at a tie game at a feverish Exhibition Stadium. Slayton will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 124, and a 124 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will get under that one once again. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Blue Jays tie the game with 1 run on a hit, a walk, and a sacrifice fly by Lee. We are tied at 2 after 7. And we look to be headed for a very dramatic ending in this one as well. Apparently there's something about games in Canada. Who knew? We've got some excitement here in the top of the 8th. Steeb is going to come out of the game. The Blue Jays got him deep into the game, but he will come out of the game at this point, most likely getting a no decision. And coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays once Digital Diamond cooperates with me. Coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays is going to be Dennis Lamp, 11-0 with a 3.32 ERA, 105 2/3 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts, 27 walks, 7 home runs, and 85. He will be the pitcher for the top of the 8th. Leading off for the Angels is Downing. Downing is 2 for 2 with a single, a home run, and a walk. Lamp trying to keep this game right where it is. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 544. That's over to Garcia at second base, and that'll be a ground ball right to him. He will charge that one, throw that over to first, out number 1 in the inning. Here's Jackson. Jackson tonight is 0 for 3. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Game is tied at 2. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 597. That's into right field. Barfield, that'll be a fly ball right to Barfield. He will track that down, make the catch, and that is out number 2. Two outs, and the batter now is Jones. Jones tonight is 0 for 3. Kind of think he's due. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 453. And against a righty, a 453 is going to be a fly ball into left field. That'll be Bell tracking that one down. He'll have room near the track to make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the top of the 8th. We are still tied at 2, heading into the bottom of the 8th. We are headed for a dramatic finish in this one. Catching up with chat real quick. Leading off the bottom of the 8th, we've got Witt. Witt tonight is 0 for 3. Slayton trying to hold this game right where it is. Slayton will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 464 against a righty. A 464 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that one for the Angels is Pettis. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Sorry, just making some notes in my scorebook. Garcia now leading off, now in the batter's box. Garcia's 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Slayton will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 123, and a 123 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will come in for that one. He'll make that catch on the run. 2 outs in the inning. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield is 0 for 2, but he reached on a 2-base error back in the 6th. Slayton looking in at Nerone for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here's the pitch. That is a 376. And a 376. Barfield's going to get frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the 8th. We are tied at 2 after 8, but will we see some top of the 9th inning magic? We have got high drama in this one. Lamp finishes up his warm-up tosses as DeCinces will step into the batter's box. DeCinces tonight is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. The Angels are going to get some activity in the bullpen as starting to get loose for California. Righty, lefty, lefty. Let's see, righty, lefty, lefty. The Angels are going to get... they're going to get Stu Clyburn warming up. They don't want to use their closer just yet, especially the way this game's going. Lamp will look into Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 468 against a righty. A 468 is going to be a ground ball over to second. Garcia will grab that one with no problem. He will throw that over to first. Out number 1 in the inning. Here's Nerone. Nerone tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Lamp looking in at Witt for the sign. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Lamp will set, and he will pitch. That is a 159, and a 159 is going to be a one-out walk. Nerone will trot to first. Every base runner here is critical. That is a one-out walk. Pettis is now the batter. Pettis today is 1 for 3 with a single. He's going to square around and show the bunt. Corners are going to come in expecting the bunt. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are loud. Lamp will set. Here's the pitch, and here's the bunt. 11, 13, and 7 is 20. That's almost certain to be a good sacrifice, and it is. Pettis will put down a good bunt. He'll make the second out of the inning, but that will move Nerone over to second. Batter now is Gerber. Gerber tonight is 0 for 1. He's got 2 bunts, though. Nerone, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Lamp will get the sign from Witt. Gerber looking a little bit nervous. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 137. That'll be a 337. And that'll be a ground ball over to second. Garcia will grab that one. He will take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. A walk and a sacrifice hit. And the Angels get nothing out of that. But now, will we see some bottom of the 9th inning magic? As we've got high drama here in this one. Leading off the bottom of the 9th tonight is Bell. Bell is 0 for 3. Slayton is at his his fatigue. He will start the bottom of the 9th. Tied at 2, bottom of the 9th. Fans at Exhibition Stadium are going nuts. Slayton is most likely going to have a very short leash here. Slayton will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 459 against a righty. That'll be a base hit for Bell. He will have a single. He could try to extend that to a double, but he's not going to. And the leadoff man is on. Batter now is Mullenix. Mullenix tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Infield will go to double play depth, but the Angels cannot afford to take a chance here. Slayton is going to come out of the game. The Angels are going to go to the bullpen. They can't afford to let this one slip away. Coming in to pitch for the Angels, as we've got drama in this one, folks. Coming in to pitch for the Angels is going to be Stu Clyburn. 9-3 with a 2.09 ERA. 99 innings pitched, 48 strikeouts, 26 walks, 5 home runs in 85. He will be the batter. Bell, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. and the Blue Jays don't want to take any chances either. Mullenix waits for the pitch. Bell represents the winning run. Clyburn will get the sign from Nerone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 548. Ooh, that sounds bad. 548, that's over to Gritch. And that'll be a base hit into right field. As everybody moves up, Bell could try to extend that against an arm of a 5. He will hold. And now the Blue Jays have something going on. 2 on, nobody out. The batter now is Mosby. Mosby tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a double. If he does that again, we are headed back to Anaheim. Clyburn looking in, nervous. Angels bench is also, actually everybody in this stadium is nervous. Clyburn will get the sign from Nerone. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 662. That'll turn into a 672. And that's just going to get out of the infield. That will be a bloop single. Wow. We are headed for a dramatic finish in this one. The bases are full of blue birdies. The infield has to play in with nobody out. Batter now is Oliver. Oliver tonight is 1 for 3. Bell has to go on contact, but the Blue Jays like his chances. Looking at arms, 3-5, 3-3, yeah. The Blue Jays like Bell's chances. Clyburn looking in at Nerone for the sign. He will set. Fans here at Exhibition Stadium are going crazy. Clyburn will set, and he will pitch. That is a 595. That'll be into right field. Going back for that one is Jackson, and a 595. That's going to drop in front of Jackson. That's going to get to the wall. That'll drop behind Jackson. Bell will come in to score. The Blue Jays are going to walk this one off, as they take Game 4 by a final score of 3-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! Final line score coming up. First, the Blue Jays scored 2 runs on 4 hits, including the game-winning double by Oliver. But once again, final line score is coming up. For the Blue Jays, 4 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. For the Angels, 2 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. Winning pitcher tonight is Dennis Lamp. Jim Slayton will pick up a tough loss. And that will do it for Game 4 of this American League Division Series. Just to make it official, let me get back into OBS for a second here. Just to make it official, this series is tied at 2. And we will be at Anaheim Stadium on Thursday night for a winner-take-all Game 5. Excuse me. Doyle Alexander will be going for the Blue Jays, and Ron Romanick will be on the mound for the Angels, as we are getting set for a winner-take-all Game 5 in that series. Before that, though, we have a gigantic Game 4, also north of the border at Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, as the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow night will be playing the Montreal Expos. The Expos lead that series 2-1. Orel Hershiser will be going for the Dodgers, and Bryn Smith will be going for the Expos. Wednesday, we'll be doing what are we doing Wednesday? We're playing Twilight Inscription by Fantasy Flight. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will be an afternoon upload, which will mean Saturday morning baseball, as we have the entree on Mystical Munchies, the Bothy steak out of the Dungeons and Dragons Flavors of the Multiverse cookbook. Next week, we'll be doing a third period test on Inside the Crease Hockey by Inside Sports Games. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. The Toronto Blue Jays get a walk-off double from Al Oliver to win this game 4-2 and tie the series at 2. Game 5 at Anaheim Stadium is going to be on Thursday night. Once again, take care, and we will see you guys at Olympic Stadium tomorrow night.